11th grade, aka junior year if you're American. I'm Canadian, so I don't really call it that. But this is me getting ready for 11th grade at a brand new school. You know what? I'll be fine. I just have to be like, you know, calm about it. And maybe I'll find people I vibe with. I really don't know. These are my tips for surviving 9th and 10th grade, you know, first 2 years of high school. Are always a little bit chaotic. I find, like, for me personally, it wasn't really that chaotic because I was at an all-girls school, so there wasn't really, well, I mean, there was drama, but there wasn't any, like, you know, crazy levels of drama. But I'm just gonna talk more about the academic side of everything. So pretty much, I was at the school where you were in the MYP levels for everything. Like, if anyone knows the International Baccalaureate, there's like younger versions of that, like the International, like the IB is mostly for if you're in like your final 2 years of high school. So then they have this beautiful, terrifying thing called the MYP Middle Years Program, where, like, you know, you're like early years of high school, late middle school years when you're like, you know, in between like 12 to like 14ish years old, something like that. Anyways, they have this fun thing at the end of 10th, well, not the end of 10th grade, but around that, called the personal project. I hated every minute of it. So pretty much it was this project where you were kind of like, you know, it was a personal project. Not really. Okay. Well, it depends on everyone's experiences, but for me, it mostly consisted of, you know, teacher B being like, you know, the one who runs everything. And like, I had like multiple different ideas. I was so happy that I could finally do something fun for projects. So I was kind of like, you know, I wanted to practice my painting skills, and, you know, but no, it wasn't gradable enough. So next thing you know, I come up with knitting. Still not gradable enough. And next thing you know, 3 more ideas later, the last stupidest thing I landed on was a video making creme brulees. That whole program is weird as a heck. I would just recommend, I know this is not the most, you know, academically forward thing to do, but I regret not doing it. It's just like acting like I'm not that smart in the project idea that I wanted to do. Because I swear I really, really, really wanted to practice some of my more arty skills. But the teacher who runs the entire thing was like, no, it's not gradable. It needs to be measurement steps. Why call it a personal project then? This project is meant to be personal. But, you know, that's school for you. It's like, oh, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like a really chaotic year. I wasn't really happy about it because it took some period like of time out of our lunch break. Okay. And I love using my lunch break to get more relevant things done. And the personal project, like the MYP thing, wasn't even graded. At least at my school, it wasn't even graded part of my report card. And this ate out of my lunch period, okay? Like, a lot of people would just either skip the period altogether because, like, come on. It's like, 1, it's not even graded on your actual report card. 2, it's just like, ugh. I don't even know a lot of people actually generally like the ideas they chose. Well, there was like a handful of people who were like, you know, it's not gradable enough, and they had to switch their ideas like 15 million times. Like, I don't, if you can avoid it, I would avoid it. If you can't avoid it, I would just recommend, like, just don't overcomplicate things, because this has to be something that you're gonna have to like work at, that I didn't really work at that well, and I kind of probably submitted the worst quality video I've ever managed to edit in my entire life, and it was like a minute long. I didn't really even bake anything. Because I was just like so pissed off towards the end of this that it's not even funny, okay? My main tips for, like, you know, surviving that academic part of, you know, 10th grade is just don't overcomplicate things. Do something you already know you're good at, that you're gonna do on a daily basis. Not even for like a long time, but like 30 minutes a day, that you know you're gonna be doing this specific I don't know, thing, whether it's like you're making something or you're editing something, like just do something that you know you're gonna be doing. Okay, don't experiment. Okay, well, do experiment, but like in a sense that you will be doing it, because I may or may not have skipped the thing with my friend because I was just really pissed off the entire time I was doing this project. I don't recommend. I don't recommend. I'm not exactly like, you know, an A+++ student, but I'm like a B, low A, B student, okay? I would just recommend, like, try. Like, do try. I regret not trying that hard, but, like, at the same time, it was just kind of impossible to get an idea passed through and approved on, because the whole thing with the school I was at is, like, you had to get it improved by her, and I may or may not have gotten in trouble, and but I don't really regret it, because that was literally the first time I ever, you know, had to get pulled into someone's office to talk about my actions. And you know, when it's your first time getting in trouble for anything, you evaluate whether it's worth getting in trouble for. And yeah, definitely worth it, because no way in heck I should pass the academic thing of, you know, first years of high school. I'm gonna get back into my plans to survive a brand new school. Okay, so basically all I have to give myself is to note myself down, mentally at least, is to just don't be scared, because like you're gonna be seen. People will, you know, be mean, as they always are, because that's people for you. There's so many different kinds of people in the world, and you just don't know what you're gonna get. So I've stopped caring. People sometimes may call that, you know, selfish or unkind, but I'm not kind, but I'm like, I just use it wisely rather than keep on endlessly giving this amount of attention and people pleasingness to everyone. I give it at like a limited capacity, because you don't need to be doing all of that. Like, just preserve your sanity, please. That's the best advice I could ever give to someone. This might not apply to you, but if you're someone who moved out of like any girls only or boys only or environment, like if you're just only around, you know, girls, as a girl myself, I did find that it boosted my confidence a lot more in terms of like presentations, public speaking. I wasn't scared, because I remember like trembling to get a word or a sentence out anytime I had to do a presentation when I was back in like 6th grade. I was like, so like I just wanted, you could tell I was not wanting to do that presentation that we had to do. And yeah, that probably didn't help me that much either. But going to an all-girls school really did help in just building me up as a person. You'd say the academic part, you know, is a whole nother problem, but just like as the environment you surround yourself in, it was a really nice place to be. And I don't really regret it, because you know what, I think everything in life happens for a reason, and I'm not really particularly religious, not like, you know, shaming anyone who is religious. I'm just not religious myself, and I believe everything in life happens for some kind of served purpose, whether that be moving to a school for a short time just to like build up confidence in a new environment, or meeting specific people in life that either boost or don't boost your life, and you learn from those little moments. Because honestly, everyone deserves better things than the bad things in life. You just have to like learn that things won't stay around forever, because I swear middle school was so chaotic for me. I don't have any resentment against any of the drama that happened. It was just like, wow, I think middle school's rough for everyone, because like, I don't know, just everyone was extra mean during these periods of time. Like, I'm not saying that's gonna be the same experience for everyone, but like personal experience point here, yeah, it was a little bit rough.